buried by trash! I'm buried under all this trash. You guys just caught me in the middle of dumpster diving for some glorious paperback trash, but then there was an avalanche, and it all tumbled on top of me. I will come back and tell you guys why I've been dumpster diving right after this short intro, so stay right there, and we will be right back. Guys, I finally got out from under that avalanche of freaking trash. I will tell you all about that in a second. I am the booktuber, formerly known as Slime and Slashers. Now you can call me Slimy Splashes. Or, you could just use this symbol that you see right here. Either way, you can refer to me as that. That is my official GarbAugust name. You might be thinking, Kelsey, what the hell is GarbAugust? Why are you talking about books as trash? What the heck are you talking about? Why are you saying you're not Slime and Slashers anymore? Well, I'm gonna explain it right here. I am one of the co-hosts for GarbAugust! What is GarbAugust? It is a time to celebrate all things pulpy and trashy. It is created by the freaking amazing Olly from Criminale, aka he is now known as Screamin' Craven Olly. Whatevs. Anyway, he talks about crime, pulp, horror, that kind of thing. That's what he talks about usually. Anyway, that's what he talks about. And he also talks about trash. That's why he created GarbAugust, because we're going to celebrate all things literary trash. What does that mean? Well, it's not an insult to the book, so don't scoff at it and think, oh, everyone's insulting all kinds of books. No. We are using the word trash in the most endearing sense. We love trash, whether that is trashy romance, like Harlequin romance, whether that's men's adventure. It's not my jam, but hey, whatevs. If you like that trash, that is primo trash for you. Or when it comes to people like me who love frickin' trash that has been found and dragged up
from the pits of paperback hell.
Vintage old school paperback horror books, essentially. That's my jam. So any of that type of trash, if you dig it, it is awesome, and it doesn't mean it is bad. We are using the word trash to mean, books that wouldn't necessarily win any kind of award, books that might be scoffed at by the general public, or books that perhaps take advantage of trends and cash in on those trends and try to sell more books because they cover a very popular subject matter, aka animal attack books popping up after the popularity of Rats and Jaws, or for example, books about possession popping up after the popularity of The Exorcist. Those are some examples of cashing in on very popular trends, hence one of the reasons why the horror boom of the 80s was so large, because there was a lot of popular old school horror books that did well, and then people kept trying to cash in on that and write horror. So all the publishers were like,
You bitch, write horror!
So, having said that, do not be offended by trash. We love trash here. That is why we are celebrating GarbAugust. When does GarbAugust take place? Well, it is taking place during the entire month of August, and you guys can feel free to participate as much or as little as you want. If you want to participate a lot and you want to do thematic weeks, we do have a little guideline, and I made Printables. There is a Google folder with all of these documents that I will link below. This is included into the folder, so you can print this out. And you see the little boxes here, you could just check off if you did any of the thematic weeks. So you've got 2 choices per each week. Week 1 takes place from August 1st through 6th, and then if you want to go along with the themed weeks, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to. Read whatever trash you want. But if you're going to go with the weeks, week 1 is category romance or men's adventure. Week 2, from August 7th through August 13th, is Paperbacks from Hell or Vintage Smut. I'll be digging into lots of Paperbacks from Hell. In fact, 3 of my book club picks, I've got 3 picks that are all optional for the month of August. They're all vintage horror, they're all Paperbacks from Hell reads. So if you want to join in on my book club, we are called the Midnight Book Society, and I do have a Discord, which will be linked down below. We will have at least 1 live show, but we have discussion areas on Discord for all 3 books, and if you want to join in, Any of the books would fit in week 2 because they're all paperbacks from hell. Week 3, we have going from August 14th through August 20th. That is read novelizations, or you could read books by famous people. I've got a memoir by Sam Neill that I'm really wanting to dig into. Plus, I have a freaking novelization of Con Air that is freaking waiting for me. I'm very excited. I hope I get to it. And week 4 is the very last week of GarbAugust, and that takes place from the 21st of August to the 31st, and you could literally read any trash. Anything goes. So here's a little printable once again. I am very happy with how it came out because I designed it, so I really like the colors. There's also a bingo board. Now, you don't have to do the bingo board. You could just read 1 or 2 books that are trashy, and you could say you participated. But if you want even more of a guiding hand than the weekly categories, you can try your hand at trying to fill out as many bingo squares as you can. So here's our little bingo card. Olly also has a graphic he made, but this is a printable version, which I do have available in the Google folder that is linked in the description. So if you want to print this out, go ahead. In the very middle here, you might notice we have a very special square with green hearts. This is dedicated to Pax because GarbAugust as a whole this year is dedicated to Pax, who sadly left us way, way too soon. And we all miss her very much. And in the middle square, it says to read a book with green on the cover because she loved green, or read a book that she read for last August because she was one of the original hosts from GarbAugust of last year. One of the books she did read, and it will be our official group read, is The Devil's Laughter by William W. Johnstone. This is a vintage copy, but this is available on Kindle, so if you do not have this copy, do not fret. This is not the first book in a series. It is like the 5th book in a series, but she still read it, and she read it out of order, and we're going to read it out of order in honor of her. So this is our official group read. Join in if you want. I'm sure there's a place to discuss this on Olly's Discord, which I will link below. He does have a Discord where he talks about all kinds of GarbAugust stuff, and everybody will be chatting about the most freaking epic trash that we're all reading. So yes, if you want to pick this up, go check it out on Kindle. Again, The Devil's Laughter by William W. Johnstone. And speaking of William W. Johnstone, something to look forward to if you are into vintage horror, you can look forward to me quoting William W. Johnstone. I have read 3 books by him thus far. I plan on reading this one, which will be my 4th, and maybe even a 5th. And I will be quoting from all of the books in this little Kelsey Quotes William W. Johnstone video, and it'll be the most absurd lines you've ever heard. Does William W. Johnstone describe one of his characters as taking somebody dog fashion? Not doggy style. No, he's not going all Snoop Dogg on us. He's going,
oh, he's taking her dog fashion.
And it was really weird, and it was an orgy scene. Anyway, that is one of the quotes you can look forward to, all about this dude taking this woman dog fashion. But yes, there's plenty more than where that came from. There's way more than just that. That is one of the special videos I have planned. Also, before August rolls around, I do plan to release a top 20 vintage paperback from hell list that is basically a list of the most trashy paperbacks from hell that would be perfect to pick up for GarbAugust. So these will be the most zany, the most wild, the most wacky paperback from hell books. We're not talking about upper tier like Michael McDowell. We're not talking about Robert McCammon. We are not talking about that tier of quality. We're not talking about King. We are talking about the dredges of paperbacks from hell, the really obscure, nitty-gritty, weird stuff. And I'm going to be giving my top 20 suggestions on books that would be perfect for GarbAugust that are very entertaining. They're not bad. They're not trash in a bad way. Again, we're using trash in a positive way. They're primo trash. And I say that with the utmost respect, in the best way. And another special video I have planned in honor of GarbAugust is my official top 20 paperbacks from hell list that is not about being crazy or zany. It's just about my top 20 paperbacks from hell that I've ever read. And so that will be a lot of fun. I'll be doing that one, and it's different than my top 20 zany ones. I've read over, I think, 80 paperbacks from hell. I still have a long way to go. I want to read hundreds and hundreds, so this is the bingo card. I'm just going to go through with you guys some of the prompts here. You could read a Jackie Collins book, a book with killer kids. Do I have a few? Maybe just a few. Here we go, Killer Kids. This doesn't look like a killer kid, but she is creepier than you think, because she's with a whole bunch of dolls, and they're all creepy. And here's another one. So, lots of covers with creepy kids when it comes to vintage horror. Sexy vampire book, a dirty book, a Richard Layman book, you bet your ass I will be digging into some Richard Layman. Or maybe I should rephrase that. You bet your rump I'll be digging in and reading some Richard Layman, because he does love rumps and he loves boobs, and he's the perfect trashy author to read for this event. And you could kind of use trash in a negative way when you talk about Richard Layman. However, I think he's trashy cozy, so I'm excited. He is not for everyone. My friend Katrina, who's also a co-host over at Katrina Brown, just rated one of his books a 1.5 star, and it was hilarious. I might read it and see if I rate it like a 5. That would be hilarious. Then my other friend, Andrew from It Came From The Page, also a co-host of GarbAugust, he read the same book that Katrina read, but he enjoyed the beginning a lot more, and the ending, he said, Richard Layman pulled out all the stops. He went full-blown Richard Layman and went batshit crazy at the end. So I can't wait to read this book and see what I think about it. Maybe I will fall in the middle between Andrew and Katrina, or maybe I will be way above them in my enjoyment level of the Richard Layman book, which was The Traveling Vampire Show. Next up on the bingo card, we've got book from a series with at least 100 entries. We've got a shifter romance, book with nudity on the cover, a book about gangs, a book with Satanists, a book about a conspiracy theory, a vigilante book. Again, the middle square is dedicated to Pax, so you could do the group read, or read any book with green on the cover, or read any book that Pax read last August. I will leave a link of the list of books she read down below in the description if you want to see the other books she dug into last August. Next up, a book with a step back cover. I just gave you guys an example of step back art. So when you've got a cover like this with a cutout, or even if this didn't have a cutout, you'll open the front cover, and on the inner flap there is more artwork, and that is a step back cover. So this one that I showed you a few minutes ago with the creepy dolls would count as a step back cover. Next up, a book with a cigarette ad, a book with an exclamation point in the title, a book based on a video game, a book set in a hospital, a book you're ashamed to read in public. That'll be fun. Killer animal book. You guys know I love my killer animal stories. I have plenty of suggestions. I might do a rec video on top of doing my top 20 craziest, zaniest paperbacks from hell reads that are perfect for GarbAugust. I might do just a random recommendation video, which will have recommendations for some of these squares, but not all of them. I will definitely have examples of killer animal books, aka The Nest, bitch! The Nest. A dude having sex with some leaves. You can't get trashier than that. It goes way beyond just flirting with fauna. He's fornicating with fauna, and he's loving it. So you gotta check out The Nest if you're interested in the scene that I'm talking about with the leaves. Leaves have never been more seductive in paperback form. So you gotta check out The Nest if you're intrigued. Next up, a Jilly Cooper book, a book from a weirdly specific subgenre, a book that cashes in on a moral panic, a book published under a pseudonym, and last but certainly not least, a V.C. Andrews book. And I do plan on reading Flowers in the Attic, which somehow I have not read. So here we go. We've got our printables, again, that will be linked in the folder below. We've got a little logo, which will also be linked in the folder below. We have plenty of resources. Again, Olly's Discord linked below. Check it out. Join in on the conversation and share what trash you will be reading. And that leaves me to my very last thing. Please comment below if you're going to join in with us. I have so many great co-hosts, including the fantastic creator of this event, Olly. Please support him, please sub. And all the other creators I will link below. We all have special new names for this readathon just for August. And I personally cannot bring myself to read them all. It's bad enough to call myself Slimy Splashers, but I cannot say that Andrew is It Came all over the page. Oh wait, I just said it, bitch! He hates it too. Okay, that sucks that that's his name, but it is what it is. And yes, I will link all the rest of the names below. Alex is the freaking boob anus. That is ridiculous. I'm not saying anymore. I'm really not saying anymore. The rest are linked below if you want to see their funny names for August. But it's all in good fun. I know it's a little dirty, it's a little crass, but hey. That's what GarbAugust is all about. Embracing your trashy side. Embracing the freaking little seedy, dirty, hidden elements that we all keep buried down below. Well, now we're bringing them into the light, baby, and we're freaking celebrating them. We're celebrating all the glorious trash and garbage. I don't know what is wrong with me. Again, comment below what you plan on reading. Is there a specific book that you want me to read for GarbAugust? I might consider taking recommendations and actually doing a vlog. If enough people comment or second something or gang up and are like, Kelsey, we want you to read this smut book or something, I'll do it. If you guys deem it necessary, I shall do it. So leave any suggestions down below and leave what you're reading down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. And the ridiculous intro, I wish it was better, because there's so many great intros for these announcements videos, which I'll have a playlist of linked below. So many creative people did their own spin on this announcement video, but mine, it could have been better, but hey, I did what I could. And I'm just getting over being sick, so I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless, even though it could have been better.
Ooh, me so trashy. Ooh, me so trashy.
Instead of, ooh, me so horny. Anyway, doesn't work quite well. Anyway, for this time, guys, that is it for me. Thank you once again for spending your time with me. I appreciate you guys. Till next time, you guys know what you can do. Keep on killing it. Bye, guys.